Hey chickies, I hope you're doing okay out there. Now today we are doing Midnight Brass. Now this was supposed to be a Halloween mani, but I ran out of time to post it, so we're just doing it because I really hope you like it. Let's get into it. The polishes from my collection I'm using today are all blue, and we're going to be starting off with this gorgeous creamy blue called Bangin Blue. It's really yummy. Now, this one is called Bluetifull, and that is a medium, they're all creams, medium yummy cream blue. And then finally, one of my favorites, which is a darker blue called Bluetifull. I love that name too. Really nice, all of them. So obviously we're starting off with a white base so that we can do a gradient, and the first step obviously once you've done your white base is to add a good quality top coat. Let that completely dry before you start doing your gradient. Now the next step to prepare for a gradient, you want to do something to protect the skin around your nails. I'm using liquid latex, but you can do whatever you would normally do. Use liquid latex or you can use tape. It's up to you. I do recommend, especially when you're doing something so dark as this, to definitely protect the skin around your nails, or you'll spend a couple of hours cleaning up afterwards. So try not to do that. Also, as per usual, I will be using a latex-free sponge, which I have pre-dampened. So I just run it under a warm tap, and then I squeeze out all of the excess water, and then it does tend to work better that way if you do that. And latex-free sponges always work best. So we're painting on the polishes, and then we're going to dab that on the white nails that we've already pre-prepared. Now you're going to keep doing that, keep repeating that process until you like the strength of colour on your nail. It's always a good idea to wait a couple of minutes between those coats, not so long that your sponge is going to dry out, but long enough that the polish that's on your nails, that you've just placed onto your nails with the sponge, has had enough time to dry a little bit, which will mean that the next dabbing session that you do, when you come back in and you start dabbing again, you're not going to lift up the polish that you've already put down. I think another great tip would be if you're doing more than one nail at once, you do the dabbing on one nail and then you paint the polish onto your sponge and do it on the other nail. And then you do the other nail, the first nail, then the second nail, then the first nail. And that gives each nail enough time between coats to dry just a little bit, so that you hopefully will end up with a better result or a smoother result. It's not always guaranteed, but because nothing is. But you never know. It might work. Once you finally get to the strength of colour that you like, you want to go ahead and remove the liquid latex from all of your nails and see just how much cleanup you've got to do. As you can see, not too bad, but also nightmare around that top area of my cuticle. So that's going to be a long cleaning session. You know, that's just one of the things you have to go through. If you don't want to do that, then I suggest you don't ever do a gradient ever in your life. So we're going to go ahead and do some more cleanup. For those of you, again, who enjoy it, enjoy. For those of you who don't, skip ahead now. I'm just going to pop in here really quickly and explain why I'm using the orange wood stick. I do tend to soak it in, what is it? Nail polish remover before I use it. It does help to get those sort of really stubborn bits of polish off from around the cuticle area. So that's why I do that. So now we've got it to this point, and that's fine for right now. We're going to go ahead and use some white acrylic craft paint and a large dotting tool, and we're going to create the moon. So once that moon is completely dry, you want to go ahead and seal that in with good quality top coat before we go on to the next portion of our painting. Now I also do this because if I make a mistake with the black grass, I can easily remove it without having to redo the moon. See? I'll do it again. Now you can see that I have mattified this as well. This surface on this nail, this is the nail without the moon. I'm waiting for that to dry. So, and I do find that painting on a mattified surface, it just makes the end result a lot better, and your brush will do a little less slipping all over your nail, because you can paint over a glossy top coat, but it does tend to be a little bit better, and the colours that you're painting do tend to be either brighter or they go on better on a matte surface, and that's the reason why I sometimes do that. It's still very easy to clean off if you make a mistake, but just painting on a matte surface is generally a lot better. You end up with a better result, in my experience. So as you can see, I'm doing lots of black grass, and we're just doing it. This is super simple. I'm using a medium liner brush, and we're just going from the tip of the nail and bringing it up to create these blades of grass. Super simple. So next we're going to go ahead and do the nail with the moonlight, and just a little bit of the black grass is going to go over the moon. We don't want to cover the moon completely, obviously, which would defeat the purpose, but you can see that line that goes just slightly over the moon, just to make it a little bit more, I don't know if it's three-dimensional, but it just makes it look a little more believable, I guess. Okay, a little bit. Now, I could have just left it like, you know, just with blades of grass, but then I, for some reason, decided to add little bits of detail on the grass. I don't know why. I don't think it really added anything to it. I don't think it made it worse or bad or anything. But I just don't think, like, in hindsight, I don't think it really needed it. Because I really liked the way, you know, I really loved the way it turned out in the end, but I don't think I really needed those knobbly, weird little bits on the blades of grass. I just don't think they were that necessary. Either way, it's not that big of a deal. So as you can see, just cleaning up a little bit of the acrylic craft paint from around the skin on my nails. And yeah, I'm using just regular nail polish remover. You can use isopropyl alcohol for that if you want to. We prefer not to paint, well, not paint, but use nail polish remover on your skin if you can help it. But it's not that big of a deal. And it works really quickly. So there's that. Now once that's completely dry, everything's all done and nice and clean, you can go ahead and seal it in with your favourite top coat, as per usual. That's it for this one. I really hope you liked it. Don't forget to go and click down below. You can see all the links for everything that I used today. And don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Cheers.